50,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. It is time for the giveaway. We're going to choose the 11 winners of the giveaway. They'll each get 5 discs each that we've been collecting for months and months and months. And then after the giveaway, I have a sneaky little course conquest video at one of my favorite all-time courses, one of the most beautiful courses you'll ever see played up in the mountains. Stick around for that, but first, 2,687 entries, except some of you guys decided to be a little sneaky. Double up. I caught you. Double. Caught you. You can't hide from me. Double. 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 So look at all those greens. That being said, the way that I did this was so stupid. Since I did a post, YouTube API won't allow you to scrape the comments, so I had to manually for 3 hours today. Not the smartest use of my time. Worth it though. Add in all of the entries. Also, I think all the doubles are just because that giveaway was up for literal ages and you probably forgot that you even had already entered. After eliminating duplicates and not adding the replies to comments, we have 2,638 entries, which is pretty sweet because that is more than 5% of my 50,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. We're gonna choose now 11 winners for the giveaways, but I am going to have an auto winner of one of my custom discs for Samoset Beatles Vinyl 644. Who was the first comment on the post, at least according to my YouTube analytics right now. So they will get 1 disc, unless they are one of the winners. That being said, 2,638, let's have Google choose some winners. 11 random numbers between 1 and 2638, ding dong. Holy, these are our 11 numbers? And shout out to the ads for these cars, even though I am not in the market for a car. This is gonna take a minute. So these are the names of all of the winners of the 50,000 subscriber giveaway. 11 total, they'll each get 5 discs in a box. I mentioned it before, but I don't know if I made it super explicit, but there is no like shipping restriction. So if any of these winners are in Europe or Australia or anywhere, I'll get the disc to them at my expense, of course. Thank you guys so much for all of this. I reach out to all these people as much as I can. If you are one of these winners, email me and you'll have to prove that this is your channel. Obviously, you can do that pretty simply by going to your settings and showing me just a screenshot of your settings. No personal information needs to be shown there, and then we can get started with the shipping information. If you are one of the 11 winners, you'll have a couple weeks to claim this. Again, thank you guys so much. I'm planning on doing something different moving forward for how giveaways are going to work. Not going to do one for 60K, more likely than not, or at least not to this magnitude where we save these discs for months and months. If you are interested in what is in the giveaway and is what is in each specific box, I actually have a companion video that I'm about to shoot that's going to go on my second channel, Banana Froth. If you don't know I had that, I post unboxings and stuff whenever I want to over there. More disc golf related content, but I'm about to box all these up. So if you're interested in seeing what all of them are and kind of reminiscing on how they all got in the giveaway, go ahead and check that companion video out today. That being said, let's get onto the course for a course conquest video. If you just came for the giveaway, stick around for the video. It's a great one and a beautiful course, one of my favorite mountain courses. And so far, I am perfect at shooting 1,000 rated in the Denver area and in the mountains. I've got it every single time that I've tried. Can the streak continue? Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf. Today, we're at one of my favorite properties in all of disc golf, Wonderview Disc Golf Course. The first course I played in the mountains, so maybe there's a little nostalgia there. But I filmed here a good couple times. And now it's time to come back for my course conquest, trying to shoot 1,000 rated round at all of the local Denver courses. And now for the summer, in the mountains. And so far in the series, I am 1-0 in the mountains. And I have not lost a course conquest video in Denver. I keep shooting right at 1,000 rated, which is kind of funny because when I'm playing tournaments as well, I'm shooting right at 1,000 rated. So I kind of seem to be in like a purgatory of shooting just over 1,000, which is not a bad place to be, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, if I can't shoot 1,000 rated here, I have to come back and play it again. Not the worst fate in the world, but this is going to be 22 holes up and down the mountains. We're at 7,500 feet, I believe, in Golden area of Colorado. And should be a beautiful course. Got my mountain bag. A couple changes from Beaver Ranch. But I'm going to get warmed up. I brought enough water this time. And I'm honestly pretty sore because yesterday is when I filmed the Beaver Ranch video. And I forgot how sore my calves get going up and down the mountains. This is one of my favorite places to play, though. If you're in the area, definitely worth it to check out. It's a $10 pay to play, and there's a nice little shop in there. I was looking through the used discs because they have some $5 used discs. Nothing for me today, but I'm gonna warm up the putt, get onto the course. Oof. sweet little entranceway to hole 1, which is in the 300-foot position. There are 2 positions on a lot of these holes, it looks like. And luckily, the T sign tells you with that little red peg which position we're going to. Oh, maybe also new T signs? I haven't seen those before. I like it. I have not played here in months. It's been a very long time. I hadn't played in the mountains until yesterday. I'm not sure if there are many, if any, full 22-hole layout rounds that are rated, which obviously in this series I'm trying to shoot a 1,000 rated round. But since UDisc has a rating system as well, and it's proven relatively accurate that if you multiply that times 2 and add 500, you get around what your PDGA rating would be, plus or minus 15 or 20. If we can't find out if there's a 1,000 rated round or not, then we'll try to shoot at least 250 rated. Oh man, beautiful straight gap there. Or take this wide hyzer, which I think is going to be my play. I have not warmed up, and that's okay, because I think we're just going to try to chuck a wraith up there. Get around it. Sit. That's all right. Maybe a little short. Definitely needed to turn that a little. Feet in the mountains, things are not wanting to glide too much. If you're a little unfamiliar about mountain disc golf, basically there's less air, even less than at Denver at 5,000 feet of elevation. So it kind of sucks out some of the mid flight. If you want to throw lighter discs, glidier discs, and flippier discs to get the same flights, especially with putting, which is why instead of putting PA3s in the mountains, I've changed to putt with peaks, which are basically a beaded pure, very similar feel to the PA3, but much, much glidier. So I don't feel like I have to change my putt much, which is pretty nice. You also got to worry about rollaways and rock piles. So we'll see if we can find this. And I am definitely a little short here, but I guess I'd rather be putting up at the basket than down. Just don't want to hit the cage and roll away. Ooh, okay. Nice little par to get started. Woo. Probably shouldn't be running around these courses as much as I tend to. And thinking about the score for today, I really don't know. When I first came here, I think I shot like 10 or 12 down, which is kind of ridiculous for it being my first round out here, because I've never even come close to doing that since. My guess is 1,000 rated is 6 or better. Snag my jersey if you want. Shout out Cardinal Disc Golf. Finally wearing it in the mountains. 252 feet off to the right. Forehand definitely seems like the play. And so I think we'll throw the Broadbird. Could be a cap wrap, which I also have in the bag, but almost seems overkill. But we do have a right to left. I'm going to throw that. The Broadbird's a pretty straight Firebird, which is going to be really useful. But I need something here that really like fights to the right. Oh, that's maybe too much, but maybe too good? No, not. More hyzer. That's the key for both of the first 2 shots today. Or more flippy, so maybe I should have thrown the Broadbird. Sorry, Broad. Line was good, just never high enough. One thing I really do like about Wonderview is being a 22-hole course. I think hole 10 or 11 finishes right down there, and then it goes back to the cars, which is going to be perfect because I can refill my water bottle and make sure I'm drinking enough while I'm out here. There are some easier par 4s. I don't think I've ever eagled any of them. One of them I almost expect to eagle today if it's in the par 4 position, because it feels more like a downhill really long par 3. But if you guys watch my last course conquest video in the mountains at Beaver Ranch, I did not take advantage of the easy par 4s, and I really focused on eagling them rather than just making sure I got a birdie. And I think on the easy par 4s, I shot even par across 4 of them with a bogey. So today, I'm gonna make sure to throw a shot that is high percentage birdie, but still some percentage eagle. Instead of trying to throw the low percentage birdie, really try to eagle a shot. Hole 3. Oh, you can maybe see the nice little indicator sign over there. Basically just straight. I was gonna throw my EMAC Truth, but with how bad, but I would need to throw that on a touch of Anheuser. So I think I'm gonna throw the Stig from Castoplast, because it's flippier, and if I throw it flat, it will turn a bit, but we're in the mountains, so it's gonna get overstable.
Yes. Sit down, maybe. Oh, I think that's so good. Let's go. Just based off of how that throw felt, I know if I would have thrown the EMAC Truth, it would not have gone well. So, erring on the side of flippier right now. Maybe should have warmed up a bit. And I know it might be hard to believe as someone who's posted 800 and something videos on the channel, but a group showed up on hole 1, and I got a little social anxiety. So I'm like, let's just throw my normal shot and get right into the course, so I don't have to be throwing all my warm-ups and having this group before be like, what the heck is this guy with the camera doing? Wow, my legs are more sore than they've been in a while after playing Beaver yesterday. Boop. Let's go. 1 through 3, pretty solid start, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely, hole 2 feels like a birdie, but just because it feels like a birdie doesn't mean you have to get it to have a good round. Especially, that's what I've been realizing on these 1,000 rated challenge videos. I can make more mistakes than I feel like I can and still shoot 1,000 rated. Like, I'm not trying to shoot 1030, 1050, where especially on these easier courses, you gotta get all the birdies and really minimize every mistake. 1,000 rated leaves some room to miss some shots, make some mistakes, and still shoot a 4-digit round. I feel like if anything, this series has been really helpful for me to not give up on my tournament rounds when I feel like I've made too many mistakes. Because a solid round, which to me still is anything 1,000 rated plus, it doesn't feel impossible until it's like 2 holes left and I'm way over par or something. It can get easy to be discouraged chasing that next level of rating or of just difficulty in round or even in UDisc rating. But if you give yourself some slack, you'll probably be calmer throughout the whole round and it'll go better for you. That being said, basket right there, about 255 through the gap into the right. I would say cap wrap again, but we're gonna just throw the bob bird instead. A little tail right to left. Ooh, don't love that tree. I feel like I'm gonna hit it. But I think if I just get through this gap and skip, birdie chance. Still 2 inside. Oh, so lucky. Sometimes luck's on your side too. I don't know what to say. That forehand helped me realize a cue to take into my next forehand, just as I'm continuing to warm my body up during the round, or as I'm feeling a little tight. I didn't finish that throw, which is why it came out so early. And it made me realize that on the first forehand as well, the cap wrap, I also didn't finish it, which is why I didn't pull it through the gap. I'm just kind of flicking my wrist instead of finishing with my body. So full body forehand is what I'm going to be thinking about for the next couple throws. Luckily, this tree didn't decide to gobble up my disc, so I'm pretty parked. This is an interesting gap there. Oh my gosh. This branch is right in the line of the disc, and I'm a little too small to just for sure go over it with the wind pushing this way. Oh man. Whew. That's the scariest 9-foot putt I've had in my life. Hole 5 is 232, basically straight there. You can't see it. I can't even see it from the tee pad. Interestingly, this tee sign is showing that there's like a hyzer route, which I've never really seen before, and it doesn't quite look like it's there. I think the play is either, if you want to leave yourself a putt on the high side of the hill, because the basket's kind of on a slope down here, you can just throw something that flips up and finishes straight through this gap. Or, what I've always done is throw kind of a flexing forehand through there. I am between, it's only 230, this says 250, which feels more true. Just throwing this inner core, kind of on hyzer that flips up the whole way. Or this chicane, which is kind of an old beat-in one. This feels like the right disc to like fit the shape, but this feels more consistent. That being said, I'm gonna try to do the forehand. Okay, I threw it with my whole body. I needed some ground play because I threw it a little lower than I meant to, but it might be parked, it might be 40 feet. But I hit the line, so that's a win. The good news is I don't see it yet. Oh, yes, let's go. It must have been perfect. I'm so stoked on that. We'll tell you what, if you're coming on a vacation or you just want to play some mountain golf, practice your straddle putting. First one, straddle. Second hole, could have straddled, but I did inline. Third hole, straddle. Fourth hole, straddle. This hole, straddle. I bet this will be more straddles than inlines today for birdie putts. Someone keep track of that in the comments. I don't want to keep track of it too much because that's just more thinking, and I just want to focus on throwing good shots. Oh, tree. Thank you guys. Have a good one. I've noticed more tourists and like people coming through at Wonderview than a lot of other courses. I don't think I had anything to do with that, but I've talked this course up pretty well in my videos, so I know some people have come from that. Okay, good. I thought it was in a straighter position, but they said it was probably a little righter. My shot would have been great if I didn't nail that tree. I like throwing that wraith on a forehand. I'll have a long putt at it because the basket's in this position. Wasn't able to get up and look. There's a group of 5 back there and they're chilling. Wanted to get out of their way. But I think if I don't smack that tree, that's a really good shot. Don't quite have a putt at it, but maybe this is where I should throw like a PA3 instead of the wraith flip plays, or instead of the peak, just so I get some extra fade. I think I'll do that. Oh! There we go. Par plays. And this next one is one of those short par 4s that I was talking about. Seems like we do have a little left to right wind on this tee pad, so I need to throw something relatively stable. 450 par 4, hole 7. You can maybe see the red way down there. This road is there, but you really have to turn it over, and especially with how high you have to throw it, it'd be very impressive to go OB in the road unless you throw something crazy flippy. So I think I'm going to try to err on the side of hovering over the road high enough that it should stall and fade back left. I think that actually means I was going to maybe throw general, since I lost that Emperor yesterday. I put the general in the bag for it. But I think interval might be the better choice, because it's like a more overstable wraith. Wraith could work, but it might be touch too flippy. Pharaoh I think would be too flippy. So I think I'm going to try to throw this on Anheuser out there. Hope I don't overturn it. Good news is if I do overturn it, I can take a par. And if I underturn it, I'll likely take birdie. I'd love to get into eagle though, so just try to throw it committed. Okay, a little underturned actually. Not great, not terrible. I think it'll probably be about 55 feet for eagle. Big Anheuser poles have been coming out nose up, so maybe something to get in the field and work on. Dead and unattached. Boop. I'm gonna try to give it a soft bid, because if I run it too hard, there's a chance I don't make the comebacker for birdie. I want to get it chain high, but kind of float it in. That's kind of the worst of both worlds, not gonna lie. The problem with that is the nose got popped up a little, which you need kind of for a floaty bid, but I put it on the height of throwing a nose down Anheuser putt with the nose angle of a nose up putt that stays high. So worst of both worlds. I pulled it. Oh no. Dude, me and like easy par 4s right now are not getting along. Okay, slowed down the motion there, but geez, that should be a birdie. What am I doing? At least I didn't bogey. That was very much going through my head as I was lining up that putt. Still 3 down through 7 is not bad. You'd love to get that one, but I think if I can leave 4 or 5 down through the front 9, I might be able to try to break my score of 12. I think Eagles' record's 14, but that was in tournament though, so 191 straight ahead. Basically just the one straight gap. Perfect. Sit down. Okay, probably circle 1 putt. Got a little wind gust there at the end to push it left there. Well, that might have actually been the little nose up that I had on it. But smack the gap. I really like this course. Playing these mountain courses is probably going to be the thing about disc golf that I miss the most about moving from here, which is why we're doing the Course Conquest series. I kind of forgot to say that. But I'm moving in December, so I'm trying to just play every course in the Denver area, the Denver Metro. Most of the mountain courses that have like rated rounds on them, and then courses a little up north in Fort Collins and Fort Morgan and south in the Springs, if I can get to all of them in time and shoot 1,000 rated, because if I can't do it, I have to come back. Luckily, I haven't had to come back on any of these yet. Might have to do some mountain challenges or find another way to get more out here for videos before I leave. It's another one for the straddle counter though. Hole 9, I think, has been in a different position every time that I've played it. I don't think I've ever seen this one. It looks like just a straight gap. I do like going over the top on this hole though, but I feel a lot of wind on the tee pad, so I can only imagine what's going on up there. So I think throwing something straight down this gap would work. And this actually might be the perfect shot for this disc, the drift. Someone gave this to me at this South. I forget your name. I'm very sorry about that. I'm really bad at names, unfortunately, right now. So I think this, being a 7-speed, -2-1 disc, it's gonna be a little slower than my Sphinx, so it's not gonna wanna hook as left as fast if I throw it really slow. But if I throw it on a smooth hyzer straight there, it'll pop up a little bit and probably be the best thing to hit this gap. It would have been if I didn't do a weird swoopy thing. Almost has to be a forehand, just because of the angle of the drift. Squared it. Oh. Solid. Left a little comebacker, but should be able to knock it down. .451, par 4, hole 10. 2 down on the front 9. That might cut it if I go 2 down, and then 1 down in the last 3. 5 might be close, but this course feels easier than Beaver Ranch. So I think I'll probably need closer to 7 or 8, if I'm being honest. Maybe not. I don't know. There's a little more danger at this course, I think, to bogey every hole with missing gaps. I've not been drinking my water enough, though. Being close to the cars reminded me. I think here, we're going Sphinx. 450. Doable distance-wise, not easy. But this should throw a pretty controlled line. Just gotta be smooth. There we go. That's the feel. I actually like that on my hand. This, they're just not flipping. You almost need to, like, put something flat. Dang it. I actually really like that trajectory. Oh, it just didn't flip, and now birdie is bogey's probably most likely with how far that kick left. Just pitch out. All right. Wow, I am still a ways out. .290-ish. Probably the Stig. One thing I noticed in my pattern of like thinking about scoring is I think about like X amount of the last holes, and then I think about it as a percentage, and then I think about that as like every per. That doesn't make a lot of sense until right now. Basically, if I'm like, okay, I want to shoot 7 down, and there's 14 holes left, I think about, okay, I need 50% of the holes. So I'm gonna try to get 1 every 2. And that doesn't quite always go into like when I'm actually throwing, but it's kind of like my mental model for scoring. And I've realized that's bad because like I can bogey this hole or maybe even double it. If I'm back to even par, if I birdie the next 6 holes, maybe I'm already at the score that I need to be, and then I still have 6 holes left. Like maybe I need half of them. That doesn't mean I can't just string them together with some really solid play. So focusing on obviously the next one and just birdieing a bunch in a row is more beneficial than trying to get like a percentage of the next certain holes. That being said, all I need to focus on here is getting up and down, because that kicked so far. Where did it even go? So this is what I'm looking at. The basket is straight there. Maybe only about 120 feet, but what did I do? This is super double bogeyville. I think it needs to be the same disc again. What? Hit something. I don't think that hit anything, and I needed it to. I can't believe I got through. What? Never mind, I think I hit that tree. How lucky is this? Okay, world's luckiest bogey. Bogey is not fun though. And that brings you to 1 down. I do feel like my mental model of these courses is pretty skewed. Like I didn't think I was that close to the score I needed to shoot at Beaver. So it might be that it's not as crazy under par as I'm thinking. That being said, for these last 12 holes, all I'm gonna focus on is the hole in front of me. I'm not even gonna talk about score. I might not even know what score I'm at until the end. I'm just gonna try to honestly shred. I know I can birdie most of these. What? Oh man, that held hyzer better than I expected it to. I thought it flipped fast, it did not. Oh my gosh, I could not have done that better. Off the bogey train, thank goodness. Time to start the real birdie train. I've noticed a dangerous pattern in myself though in these first 2 mountain course conquest videos. I start out hot and then I really cool off. Because I was 3 down through 6 in the last one and I went back down to 1 under or even maybe before calling my way back at Beaver Ranch. Here, I was 3 down through 5. And I don't know if it's my fitness being bad and kind of slowing down that way, or I get lulled into a false sense of security, but it's got to stop. I need to worry about the start of the round and then really refocus for the middle based on how badly I've played it these last couple times. No holes are gimmies. The next hole's really hard though, and then after it could be a string that I put together. The last 3 are turkeyable, but I just don't want to have to need them. I'd love to be 5, 6 down before them. But we're halfway through the course and I'm only 1 under par. Not bad, but probably not good enough. Well, you're just a little too short to see it. Things that are said to me a lot, but you could probably see it right down there. Little red indicator. 438-foot hole, par 3. This is 414. Either way, it seems like we got a little tail left to right. So big turnover shot, way downhill. Could work. Forehand also plays for sure. That brings the power lines more into play. I think I will throw this weapon. Eric Oakley weapon. Have it in the bag instead of a Roman. Just a little smaller feeling, a little gummier, and a little slower for like the similar slot, so it doesn't fade out as early. But gotta turn it over a lot. Wow, that is terrible, but might get really lucky. No, too short. At least I see where it was. Wow, I shanked. I'm so shaky right now. This isn't even a problem of like knowing my discs. My body is just not cooperating. I think I'm gonna leave this on the camera, and for the next few holes, we're gonna enjoy the sounds of Wonderview up in the mountains and not let me talk before I shank a shot. So far, but this has been one of the most frustrating rounds of disc golf that I've played in a long time. like feeling myself get angry over what's going on. A 3-putt from just inside of circle 2, kind of adding insult to injury, and then the roll away, the disc not really fading like I thought it would. Yeah, 281 up the hill now. I would think Stig, but I think I'm gonna go Sphinx. Just flat. I think I might have to come back here. I mean, I'm running out of holes. Possible. Gosh, man. I don't know where my putter went. I don't know where the shots went. Sometimes you just have a bad day. And I'm gonna have to live with that. Oh man, this golf should not feel as hard right now, but it does. And it is what it is, so. I'm gonna enjoy the last 7 holes. And hopefully by just trying to enjoy them, I find a way to score a little. Because it's not out of, I mean, if I birdie out, I think for sure I shoot it. If I miss 1, it's a probably. If I miss 2, it's a maybe. But I gotta start here with a good upshot. Sit. That's somewhere. I haven't had a round feel like this in a while. And that's a good thing, you know? It's a luxury to not have rounds that feel like this all the time. I just hate it when they come back. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days, huh? Oh. 216, dead ahead. That's about right. Good news is I'm running everything now because I think I need a birdie out in order to make the challenge happen. But I'm pretty close to conceding my first loss. There are some ace runs coming up though. Most of the ace runs are kind of these last 5 holes. And maybe I can learn some of these mountain discs a little better. But I'm probably gonna have to be coming back to Wonderview next week. Not the worst fate in the world. Come on. Oh, chain high, wow. Those peaks are definitely straighter than my PA3s, even up here. Short range seems to have similar stability and glide, but I've noticed from longer range, I need to put it on a much more direct line. It's not swinging like my PA3s do, even up here in the mountains. And stuff does swing less as you get to higher elevations, but that's just been an interesting observation with the peak versus the PA3. Great, good bogey, good bogey. Oh, it's rolling too. That was clean at least. Wow, the putting stats are gonna be atrocious today. I'm not conceding yet. We have to still try to get as high of a rating as possible. But 2 over with 6 to play means 4. It did it at Beaver. It could do it here. Oh man. 281, probably Stig. Actually, you know what? I've gotta learn some discs. We'll throw the drift. How do I square every tree right now? Oh, that was looking so nice if it wasn't for that tree. That drift is a little more overstable than I thought though. I put it in there to be like a slower Sphinx, but it seems to be slower and a touch more overstable, which is good. Maybe more like a -1-1 or up here like almost a 0-2 with good glide. So that's money. Now's where I try to farm clips for the Instagram and the YouTube shorts. I'm gonna get some good putting practice too if I miss these. Swing. Oh, never mind. Always too short. And it sat down too. Once the discs realize they've beaten me down, they start to play nice. A fate worse than losing one of these videos, which it was time to happen. No stress, just a lot of anger. But a fate worse than that is shooting over par. So I need to at least get 2 of these last 5. 235, little left to right wind, ace. Swing, better. Hey, good birdie. I think my last birdie was hole 5. 5 bogey sets, and I finally birdie. Let's go. The floodgates are open now. Wonderboo's not gonna know what hit it. 287 headwind. Got this backside, a little forehand. Can try to flip something up this right side, which is what I try to do. The rollaway is real on this hole. No! If there's a tree in the middle of the fairway, I'm gonna hit it. That's the law right now. This is good scramble practice. I got like no line from here, basically. Wow. The best thing I have maybe is this crazy over the top with the Firebird, which is crazy, but sometimes you gotta do it to keep yourself sane. That doesn't make any sense. Don't take my advice right now. Nothing I say is probably valuable after this point. And maybe for the rest of this whole video. Are you serious? That might have been the best shot I've ever thrown in my entire life, and it does that. That's how you know Broderick hates me. He throws Broadbird and it doesn't even give you a good result. That actually worked exactly as how I drew it up in my head. Except for the rollaway part. Oh, and you guys can probably see that. I couldn't see it until just now. It perched on a boulder. So now I'm gonna have a very safe stance to make my par putt. Flip plays. Don't try this at home. Let's go! Oh my gosh, come on. What a par. If I wasn't playing this challenge, I'd probably throw my whole entire bag at it, but gotta keep the integrity of the game even when I feel like I've already lost. Maybe 2 under would do it, and if I get a turkey here, no. If 2 under does it, this course has to be harder, I think. But I don't think it is, obviously. All right. Inner core, chicane, inner core. If this doesn't give me a birdie in this hole, it's coming out of the bag. Sorry, Jesse, I love you, but I've not thrown it well enough to justify it. That tree really wants the inner core to stay in the bag. The good news is today, as you can tell, it's not the equipment's fault. It's the equipment manager's fault. That being said, how's a bird? Back to even par. Shout out to that little tree kiss. That's the lowest basket in the world. Actually, not true. There's one at that dinosaur place in Texas that's dug out in the ground. Close second though, maybe. Swing batter. Oh, it doesn't swing enough here. Go, go, go. Oh, okay, that's pretty good actually. Head right to left. Is this in or out? It's pretty close. 35, let's go. Please, would you like to accept my putt now? Thank you. One more hole to get under par. Even's not gonna make me cry on the drive home. But if I get a birdie, I'll feel better. All right, they call this one 243. It looks farther than that. I don't know if I've ever even seen this position. Normally I think it's lefter, from what I remember. That being said, this one's way up there. I need to throw one good shot with the Sphinx. Please. Please, sir. What? The only disc that I've not been routinely shanking for 80% of the round is my freaking chicane. Inner core honestly has an honorable mention, but at this point, jeez. Today's not my day, and that's okay. Come on, sticky boy. Get up and down. Yes, yes. Skip. Oh, thank goodness. Did not want, dude, I'm so glad I didn't bogey this hole and go back to over par. Even doesn't feel good, but over par out here will feel. Obviously, I'm saying so many obvious things as if they're important or special today. So, sorry that you had to listen to me blow V8. I'm not even gonna check to see the score that I needed, besides what you just showed me. And we're gonna look at this round stats, and then I'm coming back here next week and extracting my revenge. Exacting my revenge. I don't know where I'd extract it from. Let's head back to my car, get in some AC, and check on my stats. And then it'll actually be real life 2 or 3 weeks between this video and when I film the next. So hopefully I'm better at disc golf by then. All right, let's see what this U-disc rating is. Don't even know if I have enough service to see. Yeah, 226. Hopefully you can see that there. Definitely not 250. That's saying it's right around 950 rated, which maybe kind of true-ish. A lot of part 3s that course too, so I would guess I need to shoot 6 according to that, but we're not gonna look that up. That'll be for next week. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.